Good evening, y'all. It is my number 357th daily reading, and I'm going to be reading the last short, I would say story, I guess, but they're not really stories. There's stories in them, I guess. But anyway, number 100 of Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff, simple ways to keep the little things from taking over your life, by Richard Carlson, PhD. And then I have to go back to the other book to finish up the 365 days. Even though it took me well over 1 year to get through 365 days. But that's what I said I would do, so that's what I'm doing. This one is called Live This Day as If It Were Your Last. It might be. Something to think about, right? When are you going to die? In 50 years? 20? 10? 5? Today? Last time I checked, no one had told me. I often wonder, when listening to the news, did the person who died in the auto accident on his way home from work remember to tell his family how much he loved them? Did he live well? Did he love well? Perhaps the only thing that is certain is that he still had things in his in basket that weren't done yet. In his in basket that weren't yet done. The truth is, none of us has any idea how long we have to live. Sadly, however, we act as if we're going to live forever. We postpone the things that, deep down, we know we want to do. Telling the people we love how much we care, spending time alone, visiting a good friend, taking that beautiful hike, running a marathon, writing a heartfelt letter, going fishing with your daughter, learning to meditate, becoming a better listener, and on and on. We come up with elaborate and sophisticated rationales to justify our actions. Turn my phone on silent. I don't know why it wasn't on. Sorry about that. Okay. So we don't get disturbed yet another time. We come up with elaborate and sophisticated rationales to justify our actions and end up spending most of our time and energy doing things that aren't all that important. We argue for our limitations, and they become our limitations. I saw on a friend's timeline that said something about just that today, as a matter of fact. I felt it appropriate to end this book by suggesting that you live each day as if it were your last on this earth. I suggest this not as a prescription to be reckless or to abandon your responsibilities, but to remind you of how precious life really is. A friend of mine once said, "Life is too important to take too seriously." 10 years later, I know he was right. I hope that this book has been and will continue to be helpful to you. Please don't forget the most basic strategy of all. Don't sweat the small stuff. I will end this book by sincerely saying that I wish you well. Treasure yourself. And I will read this in case any of you are interested. It says, if you'd like more information, including information on seminars, audio tapes, and other materials, or if you'd like to let me know how you remember to not sweat the small stuff, please feel free to write me and send me a self-addressed stamped envelope at P.O. Box 1196, Orinda, California. That's spelled Orinda. The zip code is 94563. Thank you. So that's it, guys. We finished this book. That's the second book, I believe, or maybe even the third book we finished in this 365 days. So I'm going to go back to reading Quiet Mind, 1 Minute Retreats from a Busy World by David Koontz, I believe. Hi, Princess! I hope you go back and watch this. Actually, I'm going to share this in the family group because it's such a very important message. Anyways, don't forget to live each day like it's your last. Make sure you always tell your loved ones you love them. And don't take life too seriously, because we don't know when our last day may come. So, sending out love, light, and healing energy. Ask that you pay it forward and pass it on. Until next time, peace. Later.